prison survival advice number 4 is to make alliances. The most natural person to make an alliance with is your cellmate. There's actually a rule in prison whereby cellmates watch each other's backs. Also, if you're coming in as a new prisoner, you could make alliances with other new prisoners on the bus to the prison, but you might get separated from them when you finally get to the big house. I was lucky in the sense that some people were arrested with me, including some big guys, including my best friend, Wildman. He's massive, his nose is pointing over here, and all of his hands are covered in human teeth marks from all the fights he's had. So my first 2 years, I had natural alliances with the people I knew, so I didn't get smashed. I had to get used to the sounds of heads getting bashed against toilets and bodies getting thrown around, people getting carried on stretchers like they were dead. So I never got smashed. Now, after 2 years, I got separated from the people I knew, and I ended up moving into a cell with a serial home invader, torturer, who I didn't get along with. I had no alliances at this point, I didn't know anyone, and I had no game plan to fall back on. He was breaking into people's houses, taking ball-peen hammers to their kneecaps. That was his favourite method of torture. When I walked into the cell, his welcoming statement to me was, "I've got a padlock in a sock, I can smash your brains while you sleep, I can kill you whenever I want." I said, I'm the quietest cellmate you could have, all I do is read and write. But he hated me because I was a fresh prisoner, and a fish, and he considered himself an old con. My cellmate was very sneaky. He knew my family were flying 5,000 miles to visit me for Christmas, and visits are what you look forward to the most in prison. So he got his mate, a 20-stone California biker, to attack me just when I'm going to this visit with my mum and dad. I have no idea this has been planned. I'm just walking along as happy as can be. Big guy sneaks up behind me in a crowded corridor, bam, starts kidney punching me. All the prisoners stop to see my reaction because the gang rule is you must hit back or you're a punk and everyone will prey on you. So I had to think fast. In accordance with the gang rules, I hit back. I spun around, started throwing some kicks and punches. It was no good. It was like hitting a big bag of cement. And this guy was trained in kickboxing. Spun me around, smashed me up, knocked me down, ended up going to visit all injured. Mum's asked me what's wrong and I can't say because she's already nervous, breakdown over my situation. Didn't want to worry her any more than was necessary. When I got back, my cellmate, he was getting higher on crystal meth and heroin and acting crazy and crazier towards me, keeping me awake at night, interrogating me, even showed me the padlock in the sock that he was going to smash my head in with. I did manage to get moved out of that cell, but those 2 guys kept sweating me. I got a new cellmate who introduced me to a guy called Two Tonys. I didn't know it at the time, but my new cellmate was acting in a way that would make me an alliance that would prevent me from any further harm. Because Two Tonys was one of the most respected men in the prison. He was serving 141 years. He was a mafia mass murderer who left the dead bodies of rival gangsters from Arizona to Alaska. Now, if you've only murdered gangsters, you get the top respect, because there's a hierarchy amongst the murderers. So my cellmate says, "Why don't you play a game of chess with Two Tonys?" I said, "Okay, but what's he in for?" "Mass murder, he's serving 141 years. I'm like, whoa, do I really want to play a game of chess against this guy? If I beat him, he might want to murder me next. So I'm sat there sweating in the day room while my cellmate brings Two Tonys down. But when he got close and I heard his voice and I saw this look in his eyes, I knew that if he was pushed, there would be no limit to his response. So I played him at chess and I beat him. And at the end of the game of chess, he said, "How did you beat me so easily?" I said, "Because you were speaking your mind." Throughout the game of chess, he kept saying what he was going to do next. He slapped his head. It was all a test of my character. Two Tonys knew I was a writer and he was looking for somebody to write his life story, and he asked me if I would. And I said yes, I would be honest. And once I made that alliance and Two Tonys took me under his wing, I never got smashed again. But if I'd have gone in there on my own, heaven help me, It's raw survival of the fittest. And if you end up in there on your own, lay low, figure out who's who, and make alliances with the right people.